You look like you want to go to bed instead of talking about.
No.
I'm thinking too much about my arm now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, hi. We're going to start this, and I was advised not to touch the table.
It's a sound thing.
Eventually, I'm going to touch the table.
It's a technical difficulty.
And you're going to hear some bad sounds, so that's going to be my fault. But hello and greetings from the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con.
You went to say that, and I had to think about it. 18?
Well, it's we know we're at a convention when we're shooting in a poorly lit hotel.
Poorly lit with tired eyes.
Yeah.
We're going to look like, it's about time for a nap instead of...
But, in the interest of keeping things organized, and time is of the essence, we wanted to talk about some of the things that we saw on this first official day.
Just to get them out of the way
Comic-Con.
before we get to the official big-ass review.
Yeah, most of the stuff,
of the show.
We know about, we've known about, we've seen a lot of it. We did see some new stuff today, which is really cool.
When we get to the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, when we get to the Marvel stuff, but I've been told that we're going to talk about Star Wars first.
You act like... the overlord of the hotel room.
My producer
Director.
said...
Manager. Technical. Or financial advisor.
Local celebrity. Robo of the Killers.
That's right. Yes.
So we're going to talk about Star Wars first.
Yeah. Just get that out of the way real quick.
Yeah. So we had the Hasbro breakfast this morning.
Well, preview night. First, we walk in.
Preview night.
And they showed the Star Wars stuff pretty much had
everything.
What we've seen. Although was it the Hoth Leia? I'm getting those confused now.
We'd seen the Hoth Leia.
But we hadn't seen the goggles, right?
Correct.
I feel that is
so
the
we're going to
big
talk about
reveal of the
Leia
Star Wars.
first.
Yeah.
Because she's got 2 figures coming. That was kind of confusing us. Well,
and do we even have confirmation on the pictures we got today?
No, but we know Empire Strikes Back for Leia is going to be big in Star Wars Black over the next several months.
Which makes sense with the 40th coming up.
Yeah, because we're getting Hoth Leia.
Which they revealed back at Toy Fair.
Who's a part of a standard release.
And then we saw that when we walked in the door last night with goggles.
Correct.
I think of that. The goggles are so important. I'm going to keep bringing them up.
Right. Han's the only one from that group now that doesn't have goggles in an official release. Anyway. But and then the Bespin Leia, which looks kind of like Hoth Leia in that they're mostly in white costumes.
But Hoth has the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Bespin doesn't. Hoth has the vest. Bespin doesn't. Hoth has the up hair.
And Bespin
has it down.
Down hair. I guess since the Bespin Leia is we believe it is an exclusive.
The word on the mean streets of San Diego Comic-Con is that it's
coming to Target.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Yeah. So since it's an exclusive, I guess I understand why they went with the Bespin Escape version.
Wait, no. Why?
Well, because it shares a little bit with the Hoth Leia.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Instead of doing the gown.
It's not a unique release.
Instead of doing the gown version.
Although it is a unique release for the most
right.
part. Because I honestly, he had to explain all this to me before we got on camera because for some reason...
I had to tell him what a Star Wars was.
Yeah.
Because he'd never heard of them before.
There was apparently... It's plural. There's
there's like 8-10 movies now.
Star Wars?
So
Star
the first
Wars.
one was Star Wars.
Okay, cool.
And then after that, there were Star Wars.
No, for some reason in my head, I thought, well, we got the promotional pictures for Hoth Leia. I threw them up today. I hadn't actually studied them. There was a lot going on today. Mm-hmm. And then you came along and...
The devil's in the details.
Set me straight. Yeah.
As per usual.
Yeah.
At these things, right?
Yeah.
So, 2 great-looking Leias.
Yeah.
Which is good because I've never been a fan of the first couple of Star Wars Black Leias, but the line itself has evolved so much since that it makes me want those older versions of Leia updated.
Which I did ask about at the Hasbro breakfast this morning. I asked about, reissuing old figures with the new photo reel, and they
turn it around on you.
They answered my question with a question. Well, would you like to see reissues with the photo reel? And I was like, yes. But I would also like head packs, and they kind of just laughed at that idea.
Yeah. Because why sell you the heads when they can sell you the whole?
Well, he made a good point. A head pack doesn't help any new collectors that missed those original figures. So, yeah, it made sense. But I still like head packs. Yeah. But in it's a perfect world. In my perfect world.
Regardless, though.
Robo world.
It's a crazy place.
And we're all living in it.
We're only living in the Robo world.
Don't make me bust out song. But anyway.
Leia has a good showing.
Yeah, and then there's the bounty hunter. He's a big appearance in the case, which was revealed at Toy Fair too. That would be Dengar.
Danger?
I knew you were going to say that. And I hate you. I hate you for it.
Yeah, Dengar.
You almost did it again.
He looks good,
but he looks large.
Lots of detail, but he's big.
He may be large.
That's an esoteric reference to the Popeye movie, which you've probably not seen.
But I did find the Kotobukiya statues that kind of throw my beliefs in the heights of the bounty hunters into jeopardy, with Forlom being short, almost tall as Zuckuss, and Dengar being slightly large. Yeah. So I'm good with him being large. People are asking if the head is a separate piece inside the wrap. I don't know. We don't know.
But the detail in that figure is
amazing.
Really, really nice.
I love it. Another bounty hunter.
Yeah, he kind of makes the early bounty hunters look a little, not lacking, but the paint applications on this one and whatnot. Right. He looks like the kind of, even described by his bio, like the rough and tumble, not non-finesse bounty hunter.
Which you always, a guy with that much crap on, you know he's not going to be doing gymnastics at you or anything. Here comes Dengar, watch out for his high kicks. So he's going to blast, he's going to be down and dirty.
Yeah.
He even looks like he cheats. He's a cheater.
Yeah.
Dirty cheater.
No.
And at the Hasbro breakfast, I was standing there as people were asking about older bounty hunters, and they said there's a possibility of older ones coming out again. So
makes sense.
How hard was Boss to get?
And IG-88 was, that's not a great figure, but he was never easy to find.
No.
Right?
So, and then there's...
You can always sell Boba Fett, so...
Yeah, there's that other guy. The least popular bounty hunter, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know much about him, but...
Yeah. Heard his dad was...
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make his way in the universe.
Oh, then we saw Val. Val hadn't been officially revealed, though.
They sent out press pictures.
They sent out press pictures, but we hadn't seen it at a show or anything.
Oh, right.
We saw her on the little teaser thing. Then they sent out press pics, and this is the first time seeing her in plastic.
She looks cool.
Yeah, she looks nice.
She's gonna look good with Beckett,
And she was she in the big display of the train?
Mm-hmm.
And if you've seen,
because she had that probe, that undersized probe droid.
That is the 3 3/4 inch probe droid.
That's not Black Series.
It's not coming in Black Series. Yeah. Also, Han and Kira in the fur is just the old Han and Kira in some fur.
Yeah.
It's just customs for the display, and
many Wookiees died to make that display
possible. At least a whole 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kira's not that big. They probably could have gotten all of it.
1.5.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Val looks good, and L3.
Yeah.
Lando Lover.
Don't.
L3.
Let's not get into that.
Why? I like it too much not to.
I know.
But the cool part about these releases is that the Solo crew done.
We're done.
Taken care of.
The movies come out. The movie's gonna hit Blu-ray. Gonna hit digital. We're gonna get these figures, and we'll be done with Solo. No, not quite. There's still some Alien and such, and I want to.
And that Kira sticks in my craw.
An older, and the End guy, an older version of End Man.
Well,
spoilers.
And even Dryden Voss.
And Dryden Voss.
Yeah.
And Rio Blast. And
Rio Blast.
What? We didn't end up at Hordak's lair at the end of the day, did we?
Rio Blast. What? Rio Durant.
You know what? Right, well, we won't get into Masters.
No, not right now. But it's going to be cool because I love Solo, so I'm glad that they're knocking that team out, and there's no goddamn Bodhi Rook hanging out there undone.
And Saw.
And Saw.
Bodhi and Saw. But at least Bodhi would finish a team.
Right.
You know, this isn't Jim Lee X-Men or anything we're talking about here.
We'll talk about that later, probably. Yeah.
And then they showed the Lando in Skiffguard gear.
Yeah.
You getting two?
I looked at it. If you look close on the head, he's got a little stubble growing in and whatnot. I just don't think it is appropriate for best friend.
Administrator Lando.
Right.
It's not clean. So, but it would be nice.
Yeah.
But that also, if you take that head, or put, who was in that costume in Solo?
Oh man,
it was one of the.
Yeah.
So you need one for Solo.
Stop. Why were you trying to sell me more Landos?
Because
I don't need an excuse to buy more Landos. I'll just do it.
We saw Holdo again.
Holdo.
But we haven't heard of where she's going to be. You know.
Well, when she was originally revealed, they said she's 2019, early 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kind of a Tarkin type deal, where they showed up at Celebration, we get them a year later.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, she looks as good as she's going to look, as far as I'm concerned, because the dress is.
Yeah. You hate it.
I do.
Soft good hater.
But I like.
We got ourselves a soft good hater.
But I like the costume design, and she has an interesting look.
Yeah.
But you know,
Leia in the welding goggles. I can't get. I love them.
Oh, it's almost like I need a couple of those Leias just for the extra goggles.
Right. Because then we get to the breakfast this morning. It almost seems like it's a little underwhelming going to the breakfast this year compared to past years.
Yeah, there was a little bit on the Marvel side that was.
Yeah, but as far as Star Wars goes, we saw L3 again, we saw Val again, we saw Beckett, which we're seeing show up now. You know?
And then the patrol trooper, he looks cool.
Yeah.
He's like the transitional figure between the shore troopers and a regular stormtrooper, you know, or the tank driver from, you know, Rogue One. It kind of looks like a hybrid
precursor to, but this is at the same time as the Minbin too.
Yeah.
So
the standard stormtroopers were out
and shore troopers were 10 years later.
Yep.
So yeah. I like the design. I like the black and white. It gives us like a classic version of the Executioner First Order trooper.
Right.
But in classic flavor. You
know? Yeah, and with him
New
and
Coke,
like the shore trooper, the tank trooper, the Minbin trooper, it's like all those troopers riding around in Star Destroyers, they got it easy. They're clean and bright and shiny. They're shinies.
They're not in
the shinies.
the mud, the blood, and the beer.
Yeah.
So now we need a mud trooper, though, or officers and
definitely a mud trooper.
Yeah, at least a mud trooper.
Yeah.
So,
because I mean that's the best trooper design from.
Check out that Scout's tattoo. That's an excellent picture somebody took. And that was it for the breakfast. They had some carded figures behind it, so it wasn't really a big...
That's it for the breakfast, for the display. But
for Star Wars.
For Star Wars, right.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is the panel, so I'm sure tomorrow night we're probably going to be all Star Wars, talking of all the new stuff, so that'll be cool. But
now, as far as Marvel Legends go, we walked in at preview night.
And a few surprises. Nothing really shown. We saw... Apocalypse with a big claw. That was the big prominent. You look over and what the hell is... You can see that's definitely something.
He was missing his collar, there. Which wasn't meant to be anything.
But that was
back on today.
Yeah.
But he has the claw. I asked about the claw. He said we'll find out about the claw later, which will be Saturday.
Maybe.
Probably.
But and then what? Squirrel Pool
was hanging out with Boxer Pool.
Yeah.
He was laying down. Squirrel Pool was down there.
But
and then Killmonger's tribal mask. Yeah. Which we knew where that was going. So it was just like hints. And then in the display case with the super Nerf weapon in the middle with the Dio.
Yeah, so the diorama's cool this year. It was completely changed out because of the 10 years of Marvel Cinematic Universe celebration, which Hasbro understandably was out to support, but the giant
and we see the complaints of not a lot of comic figures, and stuff, but it's an anniversary.
It's for the show, I mean, there's not a shortage of comic based figures this year
right now.
Right.
So,
it's just for the show.
So I mean, I can see the disdain if you don't like the MCU or MCU figures, but
you got to make up your mind here. It's like there's no comic-based con exclusive, and you're mad about that. But are you the same person who's mad about it when there are comic-based sets in San Diego and you can't get it?
Yeah. So it goes back and forth. Can't win. Hasbro is essentially, and I think they know that. They just we can't win.
But the big Hydra tank or whatever that was in the diorama, you could tell there's 3 Nerf guns that they repurposed and put together in there, which made it actually pretty cool.
But it took a minute to look at it. Wait, is that?
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
So, but in that display, we see Ross hiding down in the bottom, shooting. We see Winter Soldier from the 2-pack hanging out, which looks better than I thought it would from promotional images and early shots. But again, it's one of those looking through glass into a pretty display that I could only wish to have in the middle of my toy room.
Right.
So.
But it was good because I hadn't seen really any of the 10th anniversary figures in person yet. So to see them, for me personally, it was cool to see all the Fantastic Four Walgreens exclusives actually out and displayed prominently. It's a precursor of business dealings that are coming together suddenly. Will hopefully be good news for us eventually. But those little teases from preview night, they made a lot of sense for the lead-in for some of the few things that were new at the breakfast this morning.
Right, walk into the breakfast, which in line for the breakfast, we start seeing Instagram pictures of promotional images of what we were about to see in the breakfast.
So that's we're always the furthest behind when we're at a
so we're
convention.
Here trying to see the new stuff first, and everybody sees the new stuff before we do, and then we actually see it in plastic.
Yeah.
But actually seeing the figures right there and trying to talk Dwight out of them.
So the big things that we saw at the breakfast, first of all, and I think it makes sense to talk about these first because they're not really connected with anything else that we saw later on in the day, was the first 2 figures from the next vintage wave, which is actually coming out a lot sooner than I thought it was, because when we were talking to Dwight today, the second vintage wave is coming out around October.
Which is before the Black Panther wave, wave 2.
Which we'll get to, but they had more of a classic Ant-Man, and what's the 70s light blue Wasp,
which is more of a callback to the Toy Biz than it is actually matching up Ant-Man and Wasp.
Right, because she would have had her helmet thing and whatnot. Yep. But either way, they look cool. Of course, that Marvel team at Hasbro, there's some smart dudes, and you pick up the card.
Last year. Now remember last year, we asked to look at the back of the card back. We weren't allowed,
right?
Because that would have blown the rest of the wave. This year, I asked,
and it was all covered up on the back.
They covered up the pictures. And I flipped it over, and it was just the bio for.
So the rest of them are definitely going to be revealed on Saturday, since that wave's going to be coming soon. And I gotta say that the presentation of those figures is great, but being a classic or an iconic comic book character fan, the ones that are the looks that are enduring, that you picture in your mind's eye, because I love that line, because it gives the okay on a lot of these characters that maybe they want to focus on putting out their current costumes or the more dynamic ones in the main line. You still get a chance to circle back with somebody like Ant-Man, and get a more iconic, what I consider to be a more iconic look for him in that line. So I'm glad that the first one was successful enough that they were able to bring out a second one, and I really do hope that the execution continues to be successful.
Well, I don't like them because they forced me to buy a second one to keep carded. Because
somehow I got over that with the Marvel stuff, unlike the Star Wars.
So you're not keeping a carded version of the...
I thought about it, and it was well...
It reminds me of KB's.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
So... And plus it looks nice with the Star Wars stuff. Lying up and down or different walls or...
Yeah.
I'm a sucker. But I don't, well, everybody knows I don't do carded. I rip it open and go. But there's just something about those cards.
No.
There's just something about it.
The presentation is great. For me, it gives a chance to get the version of characters that I have ingrained in my, thoughts. When I think about them. So.
But, man, that Black Panther wave.
So the other stuff.
Yeah,
that was partially shown in terms of a full wave was the new Black Panther Series 2, which we had a chance to talk to Dwight in the booth afterwards that this was a very fast decision due to the success
of Black Panther
and the overall quality of the movie. Because, I mean, we were talking about it's like Black Panther, still the number one money-making movie of the year. Even Avengers hasn't beaten it.
Yeah. So the higher-ups at Hasbro apparently came to the team and said,
where's Wave 2?
Yeah, where's Wave 2? So they had to throw something together. The higher-ups asked for an all-MCU wave. Well, it wasn't specifically no comics, but they wanted it to be
Black
based
Panther has
on
a lot of characters and a lot of memorable characters from the movie. So
so they asked for a movie wave. They went to Marvel for the reference, which this late after the movie you get perfect look.
You don't get assets based off of concepts that things might change.
They can match the movie.
Yeah, like Kira in Star Wars.
Like Kira, or preliminary art, that kind of thing. So you have the final look, and you're working off that. It's just how quick the wave is going from production to, or from concept to production. Maybe.
But, man, everything in that assortment is just amazing.
That T'Chaka is amazing.
Because
in the movie,
the colors and the paint applications alone.
In the movie, you don't see a lot of that.
You don't see
as
dark. Lit. It's at night in a poorly lit apartment.
But to see the actual colors of his sash and his robe and the baggy pants with the tight boots and the gold in the helmet and stuff.
Yeah.
That may be my favorite figure. And they're all good figures. Because there's also Claw.
Yeah.
Which I see some comments of, why is he getting that? And we don't get a Whiplash or but really Claw was in 2 movies.
Right. And he was very predominantly featured.
Yeah.
What, 2/3 of half of Black Panther? So
plus, he kicks ass.
Plus, with Ross coming out, you get your MCU version of Bilbo and Gollum.
Plus, that's a hell of an action feature. For the gun, because apparently he gets a double elbow here, single elbow here, but it's interchangeable with a kind of prosthetic looking hand that doesn't have the gun.
And let's be honest here. When we're talking about quality of villain and overall reception of movies,
I
think Black Panther's held a little bit higher than Iron Man 2.
A little
bit. Speaking of face scans.
We get another.
We get it's not an apology, but it is definitely an improvement on the Chadwick Boseman.
Oh man, the cocky smile, just
from the first series, which that head wasn't terrible, but compared to like Nakia and Okoye, it was definitely the weakest. Out of that, so
this is the early movie version. Of the character, because it's the reuse of the costume.
Right.
New head.
Right.
But amazing looking head.
Yep.
Because we also get another Dora Milaje. To have another one when there was a whole army there was a group of this works perfectly. Yeah, a battalion, the guards.
Yeah.
So that's where
she has alternate heads.
Well, that was later in the thing.
Yeah.
They didn't show those at the breakfast.
No, they didn't.
Because the only other thing they showed was a silhouette of Shuri,
who is not in
the Black
Panther wave. We got confirmation that she's in the first Avengers wave of next year.
Is it Avengers wave?
That's what they said. That's what they said in the booth.
I heard a teaser figure for the first of 2019, one of the first 2019 teaser figures, I don't remember Avengers.
Yeah, they said she's coming in Avengers, so I assume it will be the first Avengers
We
wave.
should fight over it. Where's my pillow? Pillow fight.
Deck officer.
Never tell me the odds.
All right.
Yeah. So we went back to the show, took some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk a little bit about. I mean, yeah, we'll pull.
There are a few other things that are definitely worth mentioning.
But then we went to eat.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's when they put more stuff in the booth.
Some very impressive.
Yeah. The rest of the Black Panther wave. Mm-hmm. That would be
Killmonger in his tactical.
Yeah. Which they hinted at. He's got the mask, and then he's got the tactical gear. He's got the gun, looking amazing.
That's going to be a great base body to do like head swaps on and whatnot, to have some.
Yeah, some
soldiers or something like that. Yeah. And then and he looks great. The mask has a lot of good paint applications on it and whatnot. But as good as he did look, M'Baku was really who is the Build-A-Figure of the series. He is friggin' amazing. He looks so good. His I guess not the skirt, but whatever that would be. It looks like it's like made out of cloth or something like that. Individual strands, but it's not. It's all sculpted, and the likeness is amazing. He looks really, really good.
And it was asked why he didn't come with the headdress, but Dwight said that
was
with
more
the headdress,
accurate.
It would be more accurate to the half-naked
fight in the water
scene.
Yeah.
So that if he gave the headdress here just to give it, that would go against releasing the other one later on. So
which they could totally do.
Yeah. It would be a problem.
Yeah. But then also we got the powered up purple Black Panther, which we were also told, it wasn't shown, will be a more neutral expression.
He's got an alternate unmasked head.
Right, with a more neutral expression rather than the cocky smile.
Right, right. So there's two Bosemans.
Two Bosemans coming
wave,
in that way.
Along with the two other heads for the Dora Milaje.
Yep. Yeah.
So that gives you three different characters. It's multiple women.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to be able to troop build that, and you know, they say it's obviously, and the intention was that this was going to be an all MCU wave, but the Dora Milaje is close enough for me that you can fudge that into a comic
version. So I've got no problem with that at all.
Yeah. And it really was a smart decision, and I don't know if they knew to do it all along, or they listened to people saying that, you know, Okoye, as a Build-A-Figure, that made it tough because from a costume perspective, she really could have been a troop builder.
Yeah.
But as a Build-A-Figure, that just doesn't. It's not.
It doesn't lend
feasible.
itself to that.
Yeah. So that's good on.
You know, that would be like, you know, doing an Aquaman movie. And making the enemy troops as a
Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's exactly what they did.
Metal.
Not good. Not good.
And then the other thing in the Marvel Legends booth that I'm excited about.
Yes, of course.
There's some you know, people pretty sick of Deadpool, but you put them on a Vespa. You put them with a dog riding on the back. You put them with a squirrel riding on the dog's back.
Yeah,
I'm there.
I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan in the world. Yes, please.
Yeah, we heard rumors of this coming in the Riders line, which is now called Legendary Vehicles. So,
I mean, a little
take that as you will. So, we heard rumors, but even I was kind of like, were they just going to, you know, put a Deadpool on a Vespa, put it in a box, and sell it to me?
Yes.
But they put some extra stuff into it. Now, the figure itself is the older Deadpool figure from the X-Men wave.
The first
couple
X-Men
years
wave.
ago. Right.
Yeah, with the taco.
With the two-pack Deadpool harness.
The old two-pack Deadpool harness. And a different head.
And
this is kind of like an oh shit head, right? Yeah. It's like, I can't drive this Vespa.
Oh shit. looking head.
Yes.
Not the old shithead.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no! It's that head.
Yeah, I think he's got one eye shut a little bit, and it's stretched out a little bit like he's yelling.
Yeah.
So, and the Vespa's all, it's got the pipes going up and out, and it has the Deadpool symbol in the front of it.
Sculpted into there. It's got a horn on there.
Could have cheaped out. Yeah. It's still Deadpool on a Vespa. I understand that. Yes, there's a cheapness factor to it, but it is
that's the point of it.
It's an amazingly kind of cheap tactic that I will eat up all day,
left for
every
Deadpool?
day.
I mean, with the two Deadpool assortments, what's the next one? But I mean is not what's left. What's next then?
Yeah, I mean,
Deadpool.
They could still go. I mean, there's Evil Deadpool, and they could go with X-Men. They haven't remade a X-Men Deadpool in the blue and have they? I don't think so. In the blue and yellow with the kind of Cyclops Mezco did, but Legends hasn't remade it. I don't count that 2-pack anymore. That's terrible.
Yeah.
There's some other versions that could be made. I mean, they could Champion of the Universe pool. They could go into the Mercs for Money.
Yeah.
They've already started that a little bit with
But that was my actual question, was like, what should be next for you if you were making the decision?
Agent X.
Okay.
Which isn't really Deadpool, but I gots to have.
You don't have an affinity for that character, do you?
No, not at all. I did not name my child after.
His kid's name is after.
Yeah.
He named his kid Agent X Killa.
Yeah. That's it. That's on his Social Security card. So that takes care of Star Wars and Marvel Legends up until this point. We're free and clear for the Star Wars reveals tomorrow, the Marvel Legends reveals Saturday. Taking all of that, moving away from Hasbro for 2 seconds, just to finish this up, end this off. We have Mezco, we have Dark Horse, we have NECA, we have Mattel.
A little bit of Mattel. Mm-hmm.
The Jurassic Park 6-inch Owen.
Find a way.
Yeah. We may wait for all 3 reveals before even talking about that. But Mattel doing double elbows.
Jeff Goldblum.
Double knees, toes, and a likeness that's actually kind of close to the character they're trying to get.
What's Star-Lord's name in Jurassic Park?
Owen.
Emmett. No, it's Owen. That's the best looking thing I think that Mattel has out
in the case right now.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the wrestlers are cool. Some of the multiverse stuff looks good.
Looks cool.
But I get it. This is an early prototype. But...
And also, speaking of that, Mattel decided to schedule their panel tomorrow for Multiverse during the Hasbro Star Wars panel, so you can only guess which one we're going to. Yeah. So we'll have pictures from Mattel afterwards. After we get back to from the Star Wars panel, take Star Wars pictures and then we'll go by Mattel and take new pictures there if they have the stuff out.
Right. But yeah, and Mattel also showed some. I mean, they had their WWE panel today.
I so wanted to. Yeah, Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
I would have loved. And then he was on. Apparently, I missed it. He was on top of the Mattel booth on the floor. I would have loved to.
Yeah.
Delete me, please.
But going to Mezco and coming back to Marvel.
No, okay, wait. We know we're we're going after Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where. I mean, out of all the reveals, don't get me wrong, Black Panther is amazing, looking great, can't wait. But my favorite pick, as so far, would be an semi-articulated dog.
Yep.
With a fork on his head.
I'm such an Inhumans fan that...
And he hates cloth.
Yep.
So Mezco's mostly off the radar.
Mostly off.
Yeah.
They're stranger. Yeah. Things like, I get the Warriors stuff that they're
which
putting out. But mostly for their superhero stuff, I haven't really gone in on it. Yeah. Lockjaw, I wish I could order him right now.
Yeah, even if it is a 2-pack, which we think it is a 2-pack with Black Bolt.
With Black Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah. You even want the Black Bolt if it comes with the Lockjaw.
Even if I didn't, I would still get it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the Hellboy's cool from Dark Horse.
Yeah.
The real Ghostbusters from Diamond
The right hand of doom.
Yeah. In a fist, it looks good.
It looks okay.
It looks kind of Lego-y if you extend the fingers and stuff. People have called it Transformers Metroplex hand because it's got all the segmented joints and stuff. And I don't like the knees. They're open, they're gappy. But an overall presentation piece for that Hellboy is fucking amazing.
Yeah. And then NECA.
You're trying to yawn. I know
I'm trying not to.
And I'm trying to keep you up. And I'm
trying not to.
We're doing video.
But then NECA overall, they have a lot of stuff that I'm excited about. Stuff that we knew about. Getting to see, because I haven't had my 2017 Pennywise ship yet. So seeing him in person, he looks great.
Looks even better in person. I gushed about it during the last weekly, and to see it in plastic with a piece of glass between me and it.
It. But the Tim Curry version might look even better.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that figure my entire life. It's fantastic. For me, the Gremlins, the Ultimate Gremlins, Generation 1, because they're doing kind of a generic one with a bunch of different things, and now they're doing Stripe as his own release too. So seeing that was cool. Of course, the Ninja Turtles stuff, not a lot.
Yeah, the new Leatherhead
shown, but Leatherhead added to that Dimension X set of the rest of the stuff that we saw last year.
Yeah, we haven't seen it plastic
but we were told that now is slated for a release in 2019. Don't know how yet. And then the quarter scale foot soldier from the movie. And of 8-inch scale, the Karate Kid and the freaking Golden Girls. I'm buying every single one of those.
Yeah, which is blowing my mind just thinking about. Because I figured, those are undeniably cool properties. But to get them in action figure form, but with cloth and 8-inch, and you to say that you're going to buy them.
I stood there and looked at those longer than anything else.
Who are you? Who are you?
So it's been a bit of an odd con so far, but...
The real Ghostbusters look cool in Diamond Select booth.
We'll see how they ultimately turn out.
Such...
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. I love the real Ghostbusters. I've wanted those figures for a long time, but there's a definite stark difference between prototype and final, usually with Diamond Select stuff, so we'll see.
Yeah.
No.
I liked seeing, there was, Medicom hasn't announced it formally, but apparently there's a Mafex movie Aquaman with the orange shirt, the golden pants, the green pants,
good,
and it looks amazing.
Looks good.
That's how he should have looked.
The costume design looks good, but the figure looks good.
But we're also seeing that in Mattel. Well, it wasn't a surprise with the costume colors, the orange, the green. We saw it at Mattel. Right. I think we saw it somewhere else too. But to see Mafex do one, it's like, oh, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
because the face looks great,
and he's shinier.
But just a lot of stuff at Comic-Con. Too much to talk about.
Yeah.
Way too much. We started this with, let's talk about Hasbro, finished with a little bit, and then...
we talked about Leia for 15 minutes.
And then we're at 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
So...
That's still pretty good for us.
Yeah, not bad. So
yeah. One other thing that I wanted to note. Generally, the Hasbro exclusives stress you out a little bit to be able to get hands on those, but Thursday, the first official day of the con, by the afternoon, we walked right up, got in line.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple of things that were sold out, but nothing that
and some
Razor scooter.
And that may confirm people's suspicions that the exclusives weren't as great as past conventions, but at the same time,
we got Han Solo.
And if anybody's wondering, if you look in the package for this bastard, and you're thinking the hand with the pointing finger, if you think it's not in there, it's hiding behind the strut of the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Because we looked twice until I finally ripped the box open and found it behind there. Yeah. So it's in there.
And the Minox, cool.
It's got translucent wings. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I bought you several already.
You did.
On this.
You did.
And then
Yeah,
I was wonderfully surprised by how much I like this Forces of Destiny Chewbacca and the flocked pork. Here, you want to hold this flocked pork? He doesn't care for the flock.
If we had AAA batteries, the Tesseract would be going right now.
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow, or maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll have that going. Even though you did a fine job of previewing it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yet, so
it's cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for Wednesday and Thursday of Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
At least the major what I usually talk about on the channel.
Right.
Hasbro stuff.
Wars,
yeah, Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah.
So hopefully, well, like I said, more Star Wars tomorrow.
Star Wars tomorrow.
More Marvel
cool.
Saturday. And then Sunday we may sleep.
We'll see. Leaving later this year than I have in previous years, so.
So.
Go ahead.
You want me to do it?
You've met many of your fans who have come up to you very graciously to talk about and talk with you. Mm-hmm. And you haven't signed off from those conversations.
It's weird saying it in person. Hey, man, I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.
Well, see, that wasn't so hard, was it?
It's easy to do it when I'm looking at the camera.